Welcome back to Richmond, Virginia for Gatekeeper and Heiser Media's combined coverage of the 2024 Tour de Richmond, presented by Play It Again Sports. Thank you as well to River City Disc Golf Club for hosting this event. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Dan Brooks Wells. How's it going, Dan?
Doing great. Excited to see this third round. We got a little bit different of a course today. We're used to seeing some really tight wooded holes this time around. We're going to see a little bit more open lines. Expecting a little bit of lower scores today.
Yeah, still pretty tightly packed at the top of the leaderboard here with Keagy holding on to a one-stroke lead, followed close behind by Patrick Ramsey, Matthew Guthrie, and Matthew Graves. A couple of Matthews on the lead card. Let's take a look at Bryan Park.
Well, here we are, guys. We are starting off, obviously, at hole 1, 299 feet. This is a par 3, obviously an OB lake to the left. A little bit of a guarded basket.
Yeah, we saw some really solid woods golf in round number 2 from Keagy. We'll see if he is able to keep it up a little more park style. This is looking pretty nice out of the hand. Oh, yeah.
That looks pretty dang perfect to start your day, wouldn't you say?
I can't think of a much better way to do it. That's for sure. Got Patrick Ramsey jumping up to the lead card as well. Leaves it out a little wide, but he'll have a circle's edge birdie look coming up. We'll see if those trees are going to give him any trouble.
I'm guessing he might have to make something around him. He's going on the inside. It seems like he either picked the inside of that middle tree, that like bushy thing, or kind of go at the outside and swing it in. But he's looking to have an open shot at his 2 there.
Yeah, this is a little wide from Matthew Graves. Second of our 2 Matthews on the card. He's going to be having a circle 2 birdie look to get things started on hole 1. Framed up nicely, though.
It's a dangerous run. Not for him.
Wow,
I take that back.
Knocks it down, cold-blooded. Yeah, a little bit of a downhill slope behind the basket, unfazed. Just absolutely hearted. Guthrie now, just a bit short there on that circle's edge birdie look.
Just a good comeback there for his par.
Yeah, sneaks it in. Yeah, par putts could be a little tricky on this basket with the 2 fairly large trees on either side, but these guys are left themselves with pretty open spots in the drop-in birdie to start his day for Keagy. I'm sure that's exactly what he was looking for.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Moving on to hole 2, 322 feet, par 3. The flags and beyond are OB. There is a creek as well that will be OB. And Jay's going to line up the forehand here. He's going with his DD3, so something that's a little bit faster, a little bit more stable, looking to get that swing left to right.
Yeah, got a little bit of flip up out of the hand, caught some branches there, so gets knocked down a little early. Graves doesn't love this out of the hand, a little high as well. Got to keep it low under these branches, pretty much the main thing to catch your disc down the fairway.
Yeah, and guys, something I forgot to mention. Obviously, you see that little plate on that tree. There's a Mando to the left, so that's why these guys are swinging it out left. Definitely don't want to make that mistake there.
Yep, Guthrie's going to make it 4 forehands in a row here. It's a little wide, but it's working its way back. It just gets caught in those fallen branches there, and have a couple of long putts coming up. We'll see if anybody gives this a full run.
Seems like it drops off pretty good at the basket. I wouldn't think anyone's going to be giving it quite a hard run. A little bit too early in the day, I would assume.
Yeah, these guys aren't even in circle 2. These are more of upshots from about 100 or so feet, so just pitching up.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. Look at those roots by the basket. You know, any wrong little nick, and they can just flip the putter up and get it rolling. So hopefully they're aware of that. Just a little short.
Yeah, not a bad look from Ramsey, just leaves it a bit low. Ooh, and kind of the first signs of a little nerviness from Jay. Just leaks that one out left. It's a tough stroke to drop just on the second hole.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you had one to. He's got a little bit to play with, obviously, but you want to keep your foot on, foot on the gas. Uh, Anybody in the field can catch him at any time, so every stroke counts. Hole 3, 435 feet. This is a par 3. Pavement and beyond is OB, and there's a creek as well that will be OB. Doesn't seem like it's going to come much into play. Kind of a dead straight shot. Here's Graves, and he is throwing his wraith at this, so I'm expecting to see some wide rim drivers who's trying to maybe hyzer flip it or maybe put it on a low flex line.
Yeah, I think your neutral stability driver is kind of what these guys are looking for. Just to keep something straight, not fade down the hill too much. That was a really nice line from Patrick. Just gets a little bit of scoot at the end there. Gonna have an outside look. This looks nice as well. From Guthrie.
Oh, that was like 3 feet from being in, I would say. And he's going to be left with 25-ish?
Yeah, not too bad of an uphill putt. I bet from the tee pad that looked like a nice ace run. I'm sure. Let's see if Keagy can bounce back here. This is looking like a really nice angle.
Oh yeah. Jinx.
All right, so we got Graves with an outside look here to start things off. Just going to lay that up. Not worth running that downhill putt. But this one's close enough. Call it about a 35-40 footer for Ramsey, and he cashes it in.
It's you.
That's a great birdie putt. Gets him on the board.
That's a confidence builder. Yeah, confidence builder. Looking at a little bit of that, that downhill, and you're close enough. You got to run it. So build some confidence and move on.
Ooh, a lot of chains there for Guthrie. Just doesn't catch on the right side, unfortunately. And a decent amount of chains there too, but doesn't stick.
Good to hit the basket so he doesn't go flying past, but
yeah, I'm sure he would like that one back, but
yeah. And with that, Patrick ties it up at 9 down. With that, we are moving on to hole 4. This is our first par 4, 615 feet. Kind of a low ceiling here, halfway down. So you got to deal with that. There are flags and beyond that are going to be OB, and there's a creek behind the basket that is OB as well. So you're kind of teeing off high, and you're kind of throwing to a low ceiling. So it seems like a lot of these guys are going to take something fast and maybe try and skip it under. There's a couple dry spots there that you might be able to get a little, forward push.
I would love to see a roller here and try to bite off a ton of distance. I don't think we're going to see it because it's only a 600-foot par 4, and, I'm sure these guys are just looking to put something in the fairway, but I think you could get way down there if you hit the angle right, especially with this slight left to right slope that the kind of entire fairway holds the entire way.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's like as you start to empty your bag and during practice, you throw a few rollers out there, see what you can get.
Exactly. This is fading out a little left, but plenty of room over there, so still should be a pretty straightforward upshot coming up. Yeah, not too much danger on this tee shot as long as you can get something at least to this low ceiling and don't have to worry about it as much going into the green. It's just pulled a bit from Ramsey, but finds himself probably out in circle 2.
Yeah, it seems like this kind of slopes right to left. Throwing the forehand in might help check the disc up a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's what Keagy opts for and executes that nicely. Gonna put that one to about 20 feet. Should be a good confidence builder putt coming up. And upshot's left a bit wide from Guthrie. Gonna have circle's edge putt.
Really good approach there. Seems like a tap in.
Got another little downhill spinner for Ramsey. Oh, and a bit low. Just off the cage.
Good birdie there by Graves. He'll be 2 down through 4. About 20 feet here. Doesn't even think about it, just steps up and just bangs it.
Drop it in. Hole 4 did play as the 4th easiest hole in the course, so definitely one that these guys are looking to pick up to not lose strokes on the field, and 3 out of the 4 are able to do just that.
One of the easiest holes. We are moving on to hole 5. This is a par 3, 297 feet. All these guys are going to be going with a slower fairway. Here's Graves with his TL3.
Yeah, slightly uphill, so gonna need a little bit more disc to maintain the speed and get a little bit of that fade at the end of the flight. Not a bad shot here from Guthrie. Doesn't quite get the fade he was looking for, but still gonna find himself right around circle's edge.
Javier's throwing his leopard. It's like, just like you said, a little flip up through this gap and maybe a soft landing here. Does slope left to right. You get that little skip if you're not, you know, if you land on too much of a cut. It'll be a putt.
Yeah, going for more of a flex line here from Patrick. I think he was just kind of just overturned that a little bit. Might be a scary putt coming up on that slope.
Graves able to use. Oh, we're moving on quick, but everyone's using a slower disc coming into this green for their up shots. Obviously, the right thing to do. And a little bit of tester for birdie here. Leaves it a little short.
Downhill.
It's tough. It's tough to give those like full bids when you're looking at nothing behind it. You know.
Yeah. Oh, what a putt there, Keagy, the uphill spinner, knocks it down. It's going to be the only birdie on this card, at least.
Yeah, and that's definitely a good pickup. After, you know, that bogey on hole 2, he's gotten 2 out of the next 3.
Yeah, putt's definitely feeling warmed up now. A good par save there from Graves, making sure not to lose any strokes. Park style courses like this, I find that it's more about just the quantity of opportunities rather than the quality, right? If you're just kind of putting yourself in that circle 1, edge of circle 1, circle 2 range enough putts will fall for you to score.
Yeah, absolutely. Hole 6, 355 feet, par 3. Shoot through the gap, and then you just got to deal with this tree next to the basket. Here's Jay after his back-to-back birds, looking to make it 3, throwing his T-bird.
Yeah, that's a nice line. Gets just a little bit of ground play to scoot him back into that 25-foot range, but definitely will putt.
Been like a little bit more of a flex line here. And you can see he kind of knew it out of the hand. That was going to catch that tree.
Just on it the whole way, unfortunately. Another flex line as well. This disc is so overstable, but it's working out if it sits.
And that is his Firebird, and that's kind of what we expect from the Firebird. A little bit, probably more of a skip than he wanted, but he'll have a C2 look.
Yeah, this is smooth from Ramsey. Just nice and straight, nice and neutral disc. Minimizes the ground play and ends up right over there next to Jay's shot. Outside look for Graves to start things off. Tickles a couple leaves. Got a nice confident look there from Ramsey. Knocks down the birdie.
Yeah, you gotta try and keep up with Jay now, right? If he's putting a few in, you can't let him get too far ahead.
Yeah, worth mentioning, we've got a final 9 after this third round. So guys are kind of running out of holes here to, make their stamp on the tournament. So if Jay's able to pull away in this third round, he should set himself up in pretty good position. But still a lot of guys in the mix.
Absolutely. And we will be checking in with Chase Card as well to see how they're doing. Power save there. Alright guys, we will be skip hole 7. We are moving on to hole 8. This is a par 4, 574 feet. Open shot off the tee, having to deal with this phone line. I would say relatively open shot off the tee. Kind of dealing with a little bit of an uphill, wanting to get over that or to it at least, and having a short approach into the basket. Looking like he's using something a little bit more understable to get that flip up the hill using his Corvette.
Oh wow, yeah, super fast disc. Yeah, getting that full flight. This came out a bit high, a little nose up out of the hand for Patrick. Just catches some of those limbs there.
Yeah, and the hole's short enough where if he gets a good one off, he could probably get a look at the 2. But you definitely want to try and get up this hill. This looks piped.
Yeah, this is smoked from Graves. Gets all the way up there to the top. Going to be in a really nice position. This is going to play as quite a far up shot. Going full flex sidearm for Ramsey, and I mean that's about as good as he could do from there. Going to have some sort of circle 2 look.
Yeah, any look from where he was, he's definitely got to be happy with. He's throwing a slower disc into the green. Oh, it kind of rolled back just a little bit. Circle's edge.
Yeah, I think caught that last tree there. Ooh, and a little kiss off the tree as well for Graves.
He was probably sweating there a little bit.
Yeah, worked out though. Luckily caught the good side of it. I think that shot was going to be pretty good either way.
Jay's definitely more comfortable with this, forehand into the green as we've seen. Leaves himself with a 15-footer there, 15, 20 feet.
First to putt. Just a bit wide there for Patrick. Ooh, and a little outside the circle jumper from Matthew Guthrie. Able to knock it down after that little bit of a roll away off the tree. We've seen some really solid putts so far this round. These guys are knocking them down from circle 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of confidence in the putting, and I think part of it too is, you got to score at this course, so you got to be running all these. Yeah, there's a little tap-in bird everyone will take. Finish off this front 9. We're headed to hole 9, par 3, 485 feet. Shoot to this open field, and then it starts to bottleneck in. You can see the water back there is going to be OB. So looking like probably some sort of a flex line. I would assume they're throwing their high-speed drivers as well. Jay here is going back to his Corvette.
I was a bit overturned there. That is a super understable disc. You can see how much hyzer he put it on, get that to flip all the way over. Kind of what you need, though, out of 485-foot hole. It's pretty much max distance for these guys, I would assume. Maybe just trying to get a little too much out of it there for Graves and just pulls it a bit.
This looks ripped if it can hold straight. He's going to have another downhill putt, but I think that's runnable. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Matthews, Guthrie, I should say, has one of the shorter, or not shorter, slower putting speeds. A lot of these guys going with the little spin putt. He's got more of that pitch putt style, so might be able to give that a run. That one leaks out a bit from Patrick, so he'll have a nice little upshot into the green.
And he's throwing his invader into the green. Gets it a little deep and taking a look at that water. Not sure how far he is from there.
Yeah, probably still a circle 2 look. Ooh. Giving that a little bit of a run. But gonna have to make a bit of a comebacker for Graves as well for his par.
Here we are with Jay. I guess he got down there far enough he could just pitch out. I'm sure he's reached that basket in the past, no problem. Just very touchy with, like you said, that understable disc.
Yeah, giving it a bit of a safe bid there.
I like it. He's only 15 past now. He just out of the hand.
Yeah, tough break. Hole 9 did play as the third hardest hole on the course. Only one birdie, Cody Bradshaw, able to pick it up. So definitely a tough hole at that 485-foot mark is just, it's a tough ask.
Yeah, it's definitely a get your par, type of a hole. Just so inviting to want to crush it.
Yeah, trying to crush it can lead to some issues, and kind of just like that, Keagy has opened up a 3-stroke lead on the card. Take a look here in a second at the rest of the field, but yeah, 13 under, 4 under, front 9 is pretty solid.
Just had that one blemish. He forgot about it.
That's exactly what you'd like to see. Kyle Lewis out there doing some work, 5 under through 9. A couple of other players making their way up the leaderboard. It's sure to be a tight race. We got 18 holes left, 9 holes in this round, and of course that final 9. If you're interested in supporting our coverage, reach out. We'd love to work with you. And if you'd like to watch the rest of this tournament, make sure to subscribe. Head over to Hyzer Media's YouTube channel for the back 9 of this round, and we'll catch you there.